Huh? What do you think out there? Lovely jubbly. So, welcome, Mama.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
So yeah, we're just going to jump straight in. As you all know by now, no script, no fucking, no agenda, just two like-minded guys having a conversation, hopefully in an entertaining fashion, about something that we both love, and that's business. So Chris is in the car valeting game,
yep.
Second generation, and as you all know, I play carpet and upholstery. But there's a lot of similarities. You know, we all need to know how to market, we all need to know how to sell, and we all need to know how to get the fuck up and get out to work. When nobody wants to fucking get up, get out and get after it. Yeah. So we're going to go right back. Just off camera, you were saying that a few of the other guests that you actually knew them. It is a small world, and it just lets me know that, you know, we're getting some kind of reach with these videos now. So before we go right back to the start, I'm one of these guys now. Subscribe, subscribe. So Chris, yes. Right back to the start. Bangor boy, where we from?
Originally East Belfast.
East Belfast.
East Belfast. Generation 3-4 generations before me, East Belfast. Family moved to Bangor when I was 4, so 34 years ago.
Wow. You 38 then?
Yeah, 38.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
I'm older than everybody. I'm waiting to get someone on older.
38. Feel like I'm 68.
I know.
No. Yeah. So moved pretty much. Yeah, Bangor most of my life. Like. Yeah. We moved down here. Basically, my dad. Again, self-employed. We just don't like working for people, mate. It's as simple as that. Don't like being told when to go.
It's an authority thing.
Yeah, it is, mate. Yeah. Moved down here. He had 3 green grocery shops. And he owned one on the Clandyboy Road, and then opened Bangor Auto Valet in 1989, which was, to my knowledge, it was the first car valeting place in County Down, maybe Northern Ireland. I don't know, but I think it was.
And it's still there.
Yeah, so just in a different sort of entity, so we've obviously just, you know, diversified as time went on.
Yeah.
So he opened that in 1989, and basically.
And you were what, 4 or something?
Yeah, 4 or 5, yeah.
Just early primary school?
Starting, just starting, yeah.
So you'd be tinkering about watching your dad in the workshop?
Yeah, at that time, mate, it was like, I had 6 people working for him, and fucking just, Bangor was bustling then.
Yeah.
Everything was just going mad. But he still had the fruit shop at the time as well.
Oh,
so
really?
He was running 2. And he actually, his brother and stuff, then ran the other business for him. But the thing that changed everything and sort of made us diversify was the one-way system being implemented into Bangor.
Oh, really?
So Bangor used to be 2-way all the way around.
Yes.
And up and down our street, Bingham Street and everything like that. Hamilton Road was 2-way. So you were having thousands of cars going past every day.
Yes.
Then...
Because that's before my time, you see.
Yeah, like I don't remember it at all.
Yeah. So it was before that was all a one-way kind of thing?
Yeah, so I think Hamilton Road was 2-way, Main Street was 2-way. The whole system, so you could cut through streets and get the place. Now it has to go, if you miss a turn, you're right.
You're right around.
So,
you're locked in.
Naturally, back in the day, there was no social media, it was word of mouth and passing trade. And that stopped for nearly 3.5 years when the roadworks went down.
Wow.
So it was.
I know. So it was think on your feet time.
Thinking the feet time.
Because you get used to that cash flow, that money, and your young family.
Yeah. Well, that's it. So at the time, he was probably in the position that I'm in now. You know, age-wise with family. Okay, you know, my oldest is 6 and a 2-year-old as well, and it was saying the same me and my sister.
Yeah.
So. Back then we didn't know the worries and stress he had on the shoulders, you know.
I know, and none of us do, because growing up, I'm getting to the stage now where I'm starting to say things that my dad said.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying it because he said it, I'm saying it because I'm in that chapter of life now, and I'm like, fuck, that's why he was saying that.
Yeah. And as a kid, you know, I want this and I want that.
And you're wondering why, you know.
Why the fuck can I not have 3 Man United players? Why can I not have 4 pairs of football boots? Because I'm playing for 4 different teams and the colours are all different.
You just become, you know, you take it for granted, don't
Yeah,
you?
and my kids do the same.
I know, and that will never end.
No,
you know?
no. But
So right back then,
yeah.
things were good, and then there was Bangor had all its changes.
You had that.
You wouldn't have felt that as a kid.
You kept it from me, you know, obviously.
You know, like any father would.
You know, at this time as well, he was dealing with the loss of his father as well, so he had a bit of a nervous breakdown during this time because of
all of it.
Because of everything. And
yeah.
he was this close to be giving the business away to someone who ever just wanted it.
Yeah, because I know, but it boils down to it's just an extra pressure.
Yeah,
it's a bigger problem.
Yeah,
and again, people don't realise. This is why I love this show. Like, get a conversation behind the scenes. A lot of people need to talk more. Because you're not the only one carrying the fucking world on your shoulder.
No.
And see, in like our dad's days, like my dad would have been the same. My dad was having heart attacks, like, and this is crazy to get your head around. I'm 43 now, but I found my dad at the bottom of the stairs with a heart attack. Yeah. Now the ambulances and all were fucking rushed in, and they were pumping him. But my dad would have been only like 49 then. Yeah. 40 fucking 9. I know. I'm 43 now. Yeah. So is that like I've only got another couple of years? No, like his dad died at 51. Like, you know. And at 51, I'd only be warming up for fuck's sake. Exactly. But again, it boils down. Back then, there was no social media, no mobile phones. Like my mum and dad would have moved to Antrim out of Belfast. Like whenever the Troubles kicked in Belfast, everybody was like giving grants or whatever, or they just fucking took their kids out of it to fuck. For the betterment. For the greater good. So again, no family. No. My mum and dad would have been in Antrim on their own with 3 kids, no family, trying to get work or whatever. And again, like every other dad wanted to provide the best. But you think of that pressure. I know. And you get to a stage where you reflect back and you go, fuck. Yeah. But so Big Ken would have been having heart attacks and all that, so it must have been fucked up times. Yeah, and that's it, and they're obviously still within troubles, like they obviously grew up as troubles babies. Like, you know what I mean? So all that going on? Because my mum would have been, she would have been very jumpy. Yeah. At everything and anything. And you think about it, being like troubles kind of, couples. Yeah. I think my mum was kind of blew, like a bomb went off, and her and her sister were kind of blew, like back. Yeah. And my mum's sister's shoe come off. Right. Okay. And I think my mum says to her, well, you may fucking go back for that shoe, because if you go home without that shoe, my mum will kill you. Never buying a bomb. You're better in it. But you imagine them growing up, going through that. Like my mum was dead jumpy, but that's why. All that shit. So there's so much there in our parents' generation that is being kept from us. And on reflection, I don't know if it's a good thing or not. Because if they had shared a little bit more, you could have understood why struggling, and you mightn't have been as much of a wee shit. Yeah, things like that. Yeah, tried harder in school to help. Because you know what we say, and I love. There's like it's an American thing. What can you do for your country? That's kind of thing. I wish in my home growing up it could have been that, like a wee plaque or something that said. Not what can your family do for you, but what can you do for your family? Because we were all coming home with the hands out. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So fuck, we'll definitely wrong there. So that was really the start of Bangor Valley as a start, right? Yes. Bangor Valley as that entity isn't no longer there. Yes. The BAV is basically an homage that basically back to that. What does that stand for? So it's still, the BAV is the Bangor Auto Valet. Oh, right. So we just wanted to keep that as part of the history of the business going through. So, so as time was going on, the valet thing was dying off. Car and valet then started again, like we said. Someone looks like they're doing okay. Fuck me, everyone wants to do it. I know. Someone's doing well as a PT, everyone wants to be a PT, everyone wants to be a barber, whatever. Yeah. So then they started opening everywhere, and that was before even the roadside car washes all came on board. I know. So people who were taxi drivers were opening car wash or car valeting, fuck everything, right? So then it was obviously the 3 years of the roadworks. Then obviously the one-way system massively cutting down the footfall, and
the nervous breakdowns, whatever. Right. So this was all before I even got involved. I was a kid still.
Yeah.
Right. So he then taught himself body repairs, auto body repairs. Right. He could turn his hand to everything. He grew up. He was an apprentice joiner in the shipyard.
Yeah.
Right.
So he could definitely turn his hand to most things.
Right. So he self-taught body repairs. Literally kept the business open because of that. It was like diversify, move, and just fucking keep ducking and diving and
I know,
keep going forward, one step. To the point where he got really good at it, really well recognised at it, and that's all he does now. You know, the body repairs.
Still live?
Oh, I bang away, mate. He's working 7 days a week. No, he's still there, like.
Still going.
Oh, 7 days a week, fucking 14 hours a day.
And it's still on the
Bingham Street.
Yeah, and he's still doing the car body repairs.
Yeah.
He doesn't dabble with the valet no more.
No,
that's all kind of yours.
Kind of me, but not even really now. We've kind of.
It's more the tinting.
It's the window tinting and the ceramic coatings, the detailing.
Yes.
So it's just basically a different level than the cleaning.
Yes.
You know, it's still the basic principles.
So you still valet though if the car comes in?
Bits and pieces, not as much.
Yeah,
not as much now.
With the car.
No, it's not that. It's the expectation of the public, what they expect to pay for a valet because they see you as a cleaner.
Yeah.
In comparison to the expectation of what someone people pay you to detail their car, machine polish their car, put a ceramic coating on their car, or window tint, right? No one is going to pay you that daily rate what you get for window tint and or ceramic coating.
I know.
To clean your car, and it's sometimes a harder job.
Yeah.
But you're a cleaner.
I know.
And that's sad because the level of work you put into it is harder than
even you know a friend of mine, Andy
Farquhar.
Yeah. So he was talking to me the other day there about the ceramic coating.
Yeah.
And the fucking detail and the environment, the temperature of the environment, and all this fucking shit.
Yeah, it's science more than just
absolutely.
You know, and that's the thing. We sort of moved into that again. It was the first fan to keep the business going again. The window tinting was the same thing. It was like diversified, seen the window tinting, jumped on it, went and done courses. Tried to learn myself first.
Yes,
spent fucking thousands wasting money on film and all that, and DVDs and YouTube clips. And it's like, you know what? There's a course, £2,800. Go over and jump onto it. 3 days later, learned the basics.
Yes.
Now, 3-4 years later, you're still learning that because every car's different, every model's different, every window's different. Fucking, you have to heat form to different windows, different shapes, different techniques, pulling panels and doors. You know, so you're learning
just to get that nice finish.
Just to get that finish. So you were doing that, and as I say, as time has went on, the valeting thing has kind of faded out with us from the point of view of. In this day and age, you just can't. If we run a valeting business Monday to Friday, we wouldn't have a business. It's as simple as that.
I know. And people don't realise the overheads involved in running the business. And I've always said it before. Like, how do people run a business solely on the cash flow / profit of one business?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was, and I'm sure your dad kind of had that idea once upon a time, and that's why he had the car valet and the grocery stores.
Yeah.
Because the two cash flows kind of complemented each other.
But do you know what it was with him? It was just same mindset as me. Massive overthinker. Opportunist. Can't let an opportunity pass him, whether it's a good idea or it's not a good idea.
Yeah.
From him being from 20 years of age, he owned a video shop, a bakery, 3 fruit shops. He's been there, you know, just always an opportunity. And he owns, up until last month, he owned Mustang's barber shop in Bangor as well.
Yeah.
He owns that, it, and then he passed it on.
Excellent.
So
see what I see when I look at that, and people don't realise, but run the business. What I've kind of concluded is principles. So it doesn't, for me, when I see someone who can turn their hand to 5 different industries, he understands principles, and that's how I kind of approach my wee business and moving forward. That's why I know that I'd be comfortable having a crack at different things.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter if it's groceries or a haircut or car valeting. If you stick to the principle of quality.
What is it? Yeah, I was going to say, what is it? The one thing that's quality and
customer
satisfaction.
Yep. So it's kind of like Richard Branson. He's got like fucking
gyms,
hundreds,
media,
all that there. But I guarantee you, his approach to it is the principle. It's one principle, maybe 10 different businesses, but like
it's the pillars of your business, isn't it? Yeah. And if you're building all those businesses on the same pillars.
If you're building it on quality, You know, customer service.
Yeah.
And price point is another principle. You know, like price point, you have to hit that sweet spot.
Yeah.
You know, so it doesn't matter what the business is.
No.
It boils down to, you know, getting that right sweet price point as well. But again, the journey that you have to go on to fucking to find those principles that work for you.
It also, I am a fair believer in it. It also takes a certain type of person. If you like the easy life and you want to switch off, then self-employment is not for you.
No.
I crave the stress. Like everyone goes, I crave the stress.
Yeah, because without the stress, you can't have the buzz.
I'm just
reward.
I'm chasing the buzz. Like even something as simple as you're sitting in the house, you're watching a movie, and your phone goes, oh, there's a booking on the booking off for 10. It's just like swan of fucking.
I know. I love that too.
Yeah, it's the buzz.
It's the buzz.
Oh, fucking right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I always ask, you know, are entrepreneurs born or made? Like, you know, and I suppose there's a bit of both in there. Like,
yeah, I think it's your surrounding too, isn't it? Like it's generational in our family. Like there's no one in our family that actually has worked for anyone.
Yeah.
My sister's a tattooist, runs her own tattoo shop.
Very good.
My dad, obviously. Yeah. My granda's fruit shops.
Yeah, you are cut from that cloth. Like,
we're not made to.
You're not made to be at some factory at 9 on a Monday morning.
No.
You know what I mean? And I certainly wasn't.
No.
Because I was never there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was just I like to go out at the weekends.
Yeah.
And I like to fall into work when it suited me.
Yeah.
You know, and see, trying to be so rigid. You know, and then have your holidays when they say and go to work when they say. That's not for me.
No.
But
it's a balancing act because people see that and think self-employment's easy. You can go on holiday.
They do, don't they?
It's fucking not.
It's really not.
Because what about when you're on that holiday? Guess what? You're not making money.
Yeah,
unless you've got money passive.
Yeah.
But most people don't.
It's 9 times out of 10 when you stop.
Your business
stops.
Especially when you're one-man band. Like.
One-man band. It's a nightmare. But because once upon like 20 years ago, like I actually started off with a mobile car valeting service.
Right. Okay.
I moved up here from Antrim about 20 years ago. We've got more now. And it was like I don't want to get a fucking job. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I thought, what can I do? What can I do? And then it was just, I think I'd seen a car wash or something, and I thought, well, I can do that. Like, literally driving up the motorway, like, you know, coming into Bangor, their new house, and I seen like a car wash somewhere, and then it kind of planted in my head. And by the time we got to the house, because we were in the car, maybe that was part of it. I don't know, but I kind of thought to myself, like, I could have a mobile car wash.
Yeah.
And then I went and got a fucking job in Asda and Tesco's, and I worked literally 24 hours. Got the money up.
Yeah.
Said to mum and dad, you know, I'm going to do a mobile car, and they cracked.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I was like, it wasn't for them. Like,
no.
So I cracked on anyway. Like, I went and bought a wee Ford Escort van. Now I couldn't bring it home.
Yeah.
So I parked it out the back of the apartments close to the house.
Yeah.
And it sat there for a couple of weeks until I kind of figured out how I was going to break the news. Like,
yeah.
I was doing it anyway.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's kind of. But I love all them wee stories now.
Yeah.
But back then it was, you know, you were going home for an argument, like.
Oh fuck that, yeah.
But no, I'm glad it did. But back then I thought it was just a case of being good at what you do.
Yeah.
And then so I'm sitting in the house, got a van, got all the
kit. Why is my phone not ringing?
Why is my Nokia 3210
not
blowing up?
Ringing here.
So then it was like, you know, well, I don't really know. I'm not comfortable around people.
Yeah.
At all. I didn't know then, but I've got the vocabulary now to kind of explain it all these social kind of anxieties and stuff. I didn't know I had them.
Man, I can't even ring a Chinese.
Yeah.
Fucking can't ring a Chinese.
Man, I used to sit. Guys would have said, that's a brilliant job, there's the phone number, give me. I was speaking to my uncle about you or whatever. And I'd sit in the house like this, looking at the phone.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I can't do this. Yeah.
Can't do this?
Yeah.
But that kind of led me on to then, for whatever I had kind of in me, I didn't just kind of suppress that and accept it. I then went to the library and got books on psychology. Yeah. And then kind of figured out why that's money on the table. That guy's waiting on my call. Like, he's been referred from a guy that I'd done a cracking job on. And I just couldn't do it.
But that's like, I find I find the people who are actually, see the ones that are like, they don't, like all the ones that talk, a lot of people are
full of shit.
They're average, right? See the people that don't actually believe in themselves, they're very modest, and they always think everyone's better than they are. They're the fucking good ones.
I know.
But they don't have the belief in their own services.
Again,
it's anxieties from...
I experienced all that too, and then, you know, again, discovered what the fuck was not wrong with me, but what was holding me back, per se. And I do have that, you know, of inferiority complex.
Yeah, same.
You know, a feel of lower rank to people.
Yeah.
But ultimately, if you were to take that away from me, I'd have no drive to be better.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's where my drive comes from. That, you know, so it's kind of like that's you know, the cross I have to bear.
Yeah.
You know, to be better.
100%.
So, you know, playing the devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Do I not want to feel like that?
Yeah.
And then just, you know,
lose a bit of something.
Lose a bit of my drive.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck it, I'll keep it.
I feel like, like I do medicate like for anxiety and stuff, so and depression. Mostly the depression is brought on by the anxiety. But that anxiety, as you say, it puts me through a struggle and I'm doing a service.
Yes.
But that person at the end of the job is getting a fucking top quality job, because I have worried myself sick. If that's a shit job, they're not going to be happy, and they have got the best of what I have given to that. Even though by the end of it, I am absolutely mentally fucking zonked.
Yeah.
But that person's got a good job.
Good job.
And that's probably, as I say, that's probably a quality in some way. It's a quality to the customer, but I'm going home fucking zonked.
Mentally fatigued.
Yeah. But so it is. It's another part. If I didn't care as much because
you didn't care as much, you wouldn't be able to provide. So it's part of you. It's part of you.
And you have to.
And you've turned. You know, we've turned like shit into sugar.
Yeah.
You could sit in the house and have our brains fucking mull over something stupid.
Yeah.
Whereas we've channeled that into our businesses.
Yeah.
Which means that, you know, we're always going to provide a service which is always going to be top notch, like.
Yeah.
Because it's not in us to leave it half hours.
Because you're worried of that rejection, or
I know. Well, I've experienced that.
Yeah.
I done a tile and grout clean job one time up in Belfast. Fucking massive, good payday, and again from that kind of Northern Ireland culture where people are chancers. They're full of shit. They're chancing their arm.
Yeah.
So I ride home, fucking flush, loving life, like, right? And these photographs start coming through, right? So the tile and grout jobs, you do them, and if they're like porous, you'll seal them.
Yeah.
And basically, I didn't really know then, but I know now because I went away and done the homework. I'd over applicated the sealer, so it kind of finished with like a fog.
Right, okay.
Right? But see, when the guy was messaging me, I was like, fucking dead on it, you fucking chancer.
Yeah.
You want me, you know, you think I've overcharged, or, you know, don't tell me how to do my job, and I've done a cracking job on you, you know. And if I hadn't have had that worry and aspect about my personality, that's where it would have ended.
Yeah.
You know, the reality would have been, it would have been a shit job. You know, and I would have carried on my life believing that he was just a chancer.
But you couldn't sleep in your bed at night.
But I couldn't sleep. So I then, the product that I used, I went and researched it, spoke to the suppliers, and then got back to the guy.
Yeah. And
basically, it was a fucking easy fix.
Yeah.
I'd over applicated.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
So I went back the next day, and just kind of like moved over it all again, and I left the perfect finish then.
There you go.
But so again, do you really want to not have that?
If you were more chilled out and relaxed, you could have lost the customer, lost referrals, lost reputation. You know, and
then I've been sitting in the house wondering where's all the inquiries coming from?
Yeah.
Why is there no leads? You know, I'm really doing my best, but you weren't, because I was too chilled about it.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah, if you had been that.
If I had been, so it's kind of like, what do you do?
Yeah.
You know, is it a fucking curse?
It takes a long time to learn. I didn't realise what I had really until I was probably 24, 25. So it was a curse up to that point. But you just fucking take it and own it, and then use it.
Yeah, it's there's different probably nicer ways of putting it, but I like to call it turning shit into sugar.
Yeah.
You know, it's turning heaven into hell or heaven into hell.
I think in this day and age it is better. Like there is more people starting to talk about it. So
I know it's cracker.
Like,
normalising it.
Yeah, like I'm not going on about mental health really. Like you know,
no.
But it is. It plays a part, and I like. Anybody that is self-employed or entrepreneurs or don't work the 9 to 5, they have that wee bit about them. There is that wee bit of anxiety. There's a bit of ADHD, or there's a bit of whatever.
You're on edge.
You are.
But I think also I feel like my fucking head's going to cave in half the time.
Yeah.
That kind of pressure.
Yeah. I can't switch off
And I always I'll go home and I'll have a wee nap on the sofa, before tea.
Yeah.
And I'll sleep all night too. But I'm not tired.
No.
It's do you know what I mean? I'm not tired say it was. It's all up here.
Yeah, it's mental tiredness.
It's mental tiredness.
I could work all night, but it's the mental. It's when the brain's just.
It's the body. I could go out and go to the gym, or I could go out and run, but it's like my fucking head's just anchored.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah, well, when I done counselling, right, to try and understand a lot of it, and I never understood the whole panic attack thing during the day. I didn't know what it was, but I was working on sore back, sore legs. Your body's going into fight or flight mode, right? And I never understood this until the girl in the counselling said to me, every time you take a panic attack, it has the same burn on your body as a marathon.
Wow.
Right? And that's what she said to me, and I was like, right, okay, fuck.
I was having two marathons a day.
Fuck, I was having at one point 6 or 7 panic attacks a day.
No way.
What
was triggering them? Was there a pattern that was triggering them, or
just
was it all work?
Everything. Probably at the time we were saving to get married. We were trying to get a house, trying to build a business. Learn it at that stage. Learning the window tinting as well. Just fucking everything, mate. It was just too much, and just literally 6-7 times a day. Sometimes, and when she said to me your every panic attack's a come to come from your body, even if that's half right.
That's a lot of trauma.
Yeah, so that was happening every day, for months and years, until you understood it.
Holy shit! And did you keep it to yourself, or were you holy fuck?
Couldn't, mate.
And how long did it last for?
Panic attacks, fucking being if it was in work, I was being talked down by my dad. His head was probably melted for years.
No way.
I was just losing the bat and just shouting and kicking off, and that's it. I'm done. I'm fucking walking out of here, and I'm gonna just I'm done and all that.
Yeah. So it wasn't
I couldn't hold it in. It was just
holy shit.
Struggle, not aggressive towards anyone or anything like that, but it was
just overwhelming to you.
Fucking let it out, and he was there,
so he's getting that.
He's the one trying to calm me down, and I'm trying to calm me down, and stop trying to sort the problem for me. And all that was mad.
And where are you now in that process of managing that?
Well, I'm on medication for the last 10 years.
Is it working though?
Yeah, 90% of the time, still get anxious, as you do. Even someone
anxious, though.
Yeah, everyone has anxious. But it's keeping your head up. It's just keeping your head. The last year we've had loads of shit going on in the house and family and business and everything.
And you still managed to keep it together?
I felt like
keep a handle on it?
Maybe 10 years ago couldn't have, and literally. But the last, pretty good.
And tell me this. That's not all down to just medication. You've obviously
you have to learn to deal with it.
And is there any kind of great takeaway? That somebody watching could maybe see of them 10 years.
My thing, well, obviously number one, go and see a counsellor first.
Yeah, straight off the bat.
See someone first.
Yeah.
If medication is the first protocol, don't be embarrassed to take it. Fucking take it.
Yeah.
Because for one pill a day, your life's fucking a lot
better.
better.
Altered for the best.
And you'll still be here. With people, for people. But to be honest with you, my fucking solace and my sort of safe haven is work.
It's
work,
your,
mate.
that's
It's
your, that's your
if
therapy.
I'm sitting in the house and they want to watch a movie or something, I can't watch movies. I can't sit down. I can't sit and do it. We'll watch 20 minutes into a movie and then I have my phone out. What are you doing?
Funny you say that. Tommy will be laughing 10 minutes into a movie, mate.
Yeah.
And then I'm out.
Yeah.
Unless it's a true story.
Yeah.
I love true stories. I love reality, documentary, fact show. I'm up all day.
Yeah.
But no, that thanks for sharing that, mate,
No,
because it has to be normalised.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I've never been embarrassed about it, mate, to be honest with you, because again, just you're talking to people, and there's so many people that's like you.
Yeah, well, I was kind of the opposite.
Yeah.
Because I would have suppressed it all.
Yeah.
And I didn't have, you know, an outlet.
Yeah.
You know, or because I kind of came from the background, we kind of lived for the weekend, and it was all lads, and no one.
Don't get me wrong, mate. I done that as well until I was about 24, 25.
Yeah, and I kind of suppressed it, and then I would have, you know, even my parents would have been like kind of like overprotective. So back in the day, you know, I was sneaking off to the library, mate, to read books on fucking psychology because my head was racked.
Yeah, yeah.
And even trying to leave the house.
Yeah.
I was like, where are you going? You know,
tell me you're going to the bar.
I'm not going to week or, you know. But it wasn't, so it was like I couldn't talk about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And now here I am, fucking telling the world that my head was fucking wrecked.
Yeah.
But that gives me an insight to where now I can talk about all these kind of things. From different perspectives.
I would just hate people like that are 20, 21, 22. They have different struggles now than what we have.
It's
the struggles, you know, social media. That's the scariest thing for me with two young girls. Growing up, it's fucking terrifying.
It's
so terrifying. And it's unavoidable. It's going to happen. They're going to be on it. You know, my 6-year-old, she can go on the TV. She can stick YouTube on, watch programs she wants to watch. She knows about TikTok. She knows about social media. She's not on it. But it's coming. It's inevitable.
It's coming, but
and it's scary.
It's when I was younger, you know, see now that's why I'm all over social media.
Yeah.
I don't have any anxieties regarding social media.
Yeah.
Because I come from the background of sitting in the fucking house with a phone.
Yeah, yeah.
And business was on the table and I couldn't phone the guy, the guy.
Yeah.
So for whatever reason, those things triggered me. Whereas now, with social media, I understand, you know, okay, like I'd have been out delivering thousands of leaflets. Yeah. Like in the rain, and then start answering the phone. Yeah,
but you brought those phone calls to you.
I brought them to me, and then because of whatever the fuck the fear, you know, was.
Rejection, maybe fear of rejection.
Fear of rejection.
You know, if you were too dear, or the person, you know.
Yeah, being exposed. Like back then, I didn't really know fuck all.
Yeah, maybe being afraid in case someone asked a question that you didn't know the answer to.
All that good stuff.
All that shit.
Or someone challenged my price point, or someone challenged. Because back then, you know, I just dreamt that up. It was going to be a mobile car and I priced just whatever. Yeah. But back then, like you'd no internet. Like I was going around to Halfords, buying the Autogram products and kind of just reading the back of it.
And going, this is what this was.
So, so I can kind of on reflection, understand why I was scared to answer the phone. Yeah. Because you know they might have been phone to say here. Fucking go back round here and take that fucking dust off the glass or whatever.
Well, there's definitely a lot. Yeah, it's harder to learn now.
Way harder to learn.
There's no excuse anymore. Like.
Whereas now, you know, whatever work I've done on the sides to go and do courses and stuff, and whereas now, like I just throw. You know, I try and keep it principle based, you know, but I throw a lot of stuff out into social media.
Yeah, I'm the same, man. I try to do 3 to 4 posts a day on every platform.
Yeah. And you'll never stop doing that because you see the leads that it generates.
100%. It's so much easier now. Like anyone that says it's hard to generate business now, it isn't, because social media is. Like you say, how many hours did you have to walk around delivering those leaflets in the social media? Hours,
weeks. Fucking day, man. You know, you had to allocate a day.
Yeah.
To go and do.
Think of the reach. How many people you could. How long would it take you to reach 1,000 people on social media?
Yeah, because back then it was 40 quid for 1,000 leaflets. Yeah. They were good ones. Yeah. And then, you know, that Friday you'd go out all day.
Yeah. And you've lost the day's work as well.
But that was normal.
Yeah, no, but
that's why.
But you didn't, and I until I actually sort of came into business with my dad, he never looked at the financials. He just wanted to please people. He wanted to do a good job. And then at the end of the week, I'm fucking flat out this week. Broke even? Well, when I started to break it down to him, he started to get really agitated, and I was like, fuck. I was like, no, but if you don't know the cost of your stuff, how do you know if you're going to make money? And how can you price a job? Yeah. You know, you're not taking into consideration all these other things. And
but there is so many.
Things are so different now. Like even the podcast is fucking great. Like you know,
people, and again, from our point of view, getting it out to the audience that we don't just sit in the house and make up numbers.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't.
You know, it's like, you know,
the penny, I know what my film costs, I know how much wheel cleaner costs on a car.
And you know how much, you know, your skill in the marketplace is worth.
Yeah.
So that's why the price is the price. It's not because we're thinking, you know, we're going to be greedy.
No.
Or we're just adding on zeros for a laugh.
No.
You know, there's overheads.
Yeah.
Never mind us trying to take a wage out.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, why not price into this thinking that, like you said there, I try to do a course at least once a year.
Yeah.
A different course.
Yeah.
That's in around what we do, and they're not cheap.
No.
And if I learn something new that I can now provide to you as a customer,
yeah,
you're fucking paying for it, because I'm not going to pay that £1,000 to learn that skill.
Yeah.
To pass that on for nothing,
no.
Or give you that service now for
that quality
for the same
service.
as what you were paying me 5 years ago.
Yeah.
No.
It's just like, I wish I could, because see when the inquiries come in and you're like, you know, it's X amount for a sofa, and then it just kind of goes quiet and you don't hear from them again.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like, I wish I could just have a conversation with them and explain, look, that's not all going in my pocket.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even the bare minimum of having to put petrol in the car to get to you.
Yeah.
Never mind the thousands of pounds worth of equipment to deliver the service.
Yeah, but not even that. The time you put in that people don't see, that you can't charge for. So the hours on social media, the responding to people at 10 o'clock on Saturday, the thinking of content to put out there, you know, all that as well. Like, we don't get paid for that.
No.
You know?
And people don't realise as well. It's like I am kind of subtly obsessed with my phone, and you know, so I'll always reply really quickly.
Yeah.
Because when the inquiries come in, I'm on my phone doing some kind of practice. Yeah. But see if you don't reply straight away. Yeah. And then you reply an hour later. Yeah. They're like, oh no worries, we got sorted.
See, that's my I respond to that fear. So if someone sends me a message at 10 o'clock on Saturday night, I fucking reply, because I'm going. If I think someone else will.
I've booked jobs in at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, same.
You know, and it is that fear, because you have messaged them back the next morning and I'm sorry, I got sorted. Yeah. Like,
and you are, whether we like it or not, in this day and age, there's no opening and closing times anymore with social media. No. So if someone's working a night shift in a hospital and they decide, I want my windows tinted, they're going to send it when they're up. So you know. So it's a case of, well, if I'm up in the night, as I said before, I don't sleep really, very little. I get an hour, 2 hours at a time, and wake up and then my head's ticking, and then I have a good idea, so I have to put it on my phone or else I'll forget it the next day. So that's me. That's when I make all my reels for Instagram and TikTok, and I sit in fucking 3 in the morning making reels for my business and stuff. And that's
see that for me, whenever I was younger, I used to work night shift a lot. Yeah. Because I love that. That it's just calmer, isn't it?
Especially when the kids are in the house,
that
I can do that uninterrupted in the middle of the night. Yeah. If I get up at 6:30 or whatever, and trying to do that in the morning with the kids, like I was saying, I'm just sitting this morning trying to do a booking up for my wife's business. Yes. While the 2 kids are in the bath and they're trying to join each other, and splashing the laptop while she's getting ready. I'm trying to have a cup of coffee, trying to do her thing, trying to think, and asking her what needs to go on this. The whole house is just chaos. But if I wake up at 3 in the morning, I know no one else is up. Yeah. I'm going to do that then.
I love, you know, downstairs, you know, it could be 5 or 6 in the morning. Yeah. It's calm, it's dark. Yep. You're just having a coffee, and then
it's the most quietest time ever, because you don't get that.
You don't get the chaos, the distractions, the frustrations, because you want to do, you know, your priorities, your stuff that needs done. Like, you're not being selfish. And,
no,
these things need done. Yeah. But I do, so late at night or early in the morning, it's becoming really precious. Like,
yeah. And I don't know about you, like, but I'm of the mindset, if I have something in my head that is getting done that day, if I can't get it done, it sets me, talk to me. I'm completely like, and it's almost like, I'll be like, you have stopped me from doing this today. And it's I don't know if it's to do with mental health, with the anxiety, with all that stuff. I've set myself this target that has to be done for that day, and if I can't get that done, I failed that day.
Yeah.
You know, it's a weird thing.
No, I experience that too, but I don't experience it as failure. I just go into the blame game.
Yeah, it's frustration.
Fuck you.
It's frustration.
you're holding me back.
Yeah, and you could be getting asked to do something that is way more important than that post that you needed to get up, or way more important than that. You know, it could be something way more important than that. But it's just hard to turn that off.
That was your personal goal for the day. You know.
Yeah, and you've had to sidetrack that for something else. And years looking back, you go, you know what, that thing was way more important than me doing that thing.
Oh,
but at that time, that is the most important thing.
That was your narrative that you were locked in. Because it's the same old kind of idea where, you know, these guys will go into a care home and they'll interview 100-year-old people, and you know, if we said to them that we were a bit cheeky to our missus because she asked us to do A, B, and C, but we were so consumed and wrapped up in doing that other thing, they're going to slap our wrists like.
Yeah, say wise up.
Wise up, like.
There's so much more important things.
So much more important. Because one of the things is that, like, older people say is they work too much.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be one of them guys.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Like, well, like I was even saying to my dad.
I go, fuck.
Yeah, like I would. Yeah, like and same. Like.
But at the same time, the bills have to be paid. So. Well,
that's it. It's not as if you're working and you're stashing a load of cash at the minute. It's very much in one hand out the other hand, and it's a necessity. It's not a greed thing at this point. You know, like I mean, to give you a rough, like last year, our mortgage, obviously all the interest rates went up.
Yep.
Our mortgage went up by £340 a month. A month.
That's scary.
And you're like, yeah, okay, so we have to now do more.
You have to find it.
Yeah. So you know.
And then, you know how many mortgage payments you're allowed to miss before the. You know, because I was speaking to a mate of mine and he didn't know. Like, he phoned him up to ask for a bit of breathing space.
Yeah.
And they were like, "You missed one payment."
That's it. They're on you.
And he's self-employed.
Yeah, it's mental. And you know, that's okay when you don't have a fixed income. And the likes of my wife who works in the Ulster, she's a midwife.
Yeah.
She can take on a bank shift or whatever.
Yes.
If she fucking has to. Like I mean, there's enough going on in the world in her life, but it's there as an option. But if you're a 9-to-5er with no fixed income,
that's pressure.
And someone turns around and goes, by the way, from next month onwards, you're paying £340 a month more.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
It's really boils down to, and it's I keep saying, cause I'll be out in about 50 different homes a month chatting to customers, and what I keep saying now is it's a cruel joke.
Yeah, they're taking the piss.
It's a cruel joke being played on us.
Yeah.
People are sitting around the table making decisions, and they know.
Yeah.
So.
Do you ever watch the Anton Deck thing? And they're sitting in the wee back room.
That's
and they're like,
it.
Say to him, you're kind of halfway when them jumping. You know.
Excuse me, man. I've got a wee cough.
No beer that day.
But it's kind of like, yeah, put his mortgage up in R4.
I see what he says.
Go, see what happens.
I know. That's what it is.
I'm telling you, mate. Yeah. There's because everyone says it's crazy, and you know, and I always say to them, yeah, but it's not crazy in our favour.
No.
You know, could you imagine if we were having this conversation going, mate, my mortgage is 20 quid.
Yeah.
Isn't it fucking crazy?
Yeah, mental.
But it's not. No. It's always crazy.
The other way.
The other way.
Yeah.
Crazy as in our mortgage is up on our 300.
Yeah.
And I hear it all the time.
Here's the perception though. See, in 2 years' time when that mortgage is up and it drops to 860, you know, or it drops to, you know, it drops £100 a month. Oh fuck, we're £100 a month better off. No, we're not. We're still 240, 250.
Yeah.
Up from what we were paying 2 years ago.
See that strategy?
It's mind sort of training. It's like mind training.
Yeah, brainwashing.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, see, whenever I was getting this workshop built.
Yeah.
In the middle of like COVID kind of territory. I knew a couple of boys that do the decking, the gardens, and like a plank of wood for argument's sake was 40p, and then it went up to like £4, right? But I was chatting to my mate the other day there, and I said to him, "Well, has the price of wood come down?" And he says, "Yeah, it's come down, but it's still double what it was."
Yeah,
and it's the same strategy.
Yeah. Bump it up and then
bump it up, bring it back a bit.
£2 a litre, 150.
Everybody thinks, oh fuck, right, okay, brilliant.
Yeah.
But they forget the starting point of when we.
It's like they find the pressure point of people and then just ease it off a wee bit and then they can feel a wee bit better. And
then it's kind of like the metaphor, or the parable, the story about the frog in the boiling water.
Just gradually turn it up.
Doesn't feel it.
No, until
it pops.
Yeah,
that's
it. Yeah.
Because you know that's what they do.
Yeah.
It really is just one big game, like.
It is, yeah.
You know, and at least now, you know, we can sit here, have a conversation. Other people agree with us.
Yeah.
Whereas before, it's kind of like, see if you'd done a bad job years ago.
Yeah.
The only people that heard about it was your neighbour or maybe 2 doors down.
Yeah.
Whereas now, if you do a bad job, everybody hears about it. Because it's social media, and rightly so.
Yeah.
Because it gets rid of the cowboys, like.
Yeah.
They've nowhere to hide now.
No, definitely not.
But again, you know, on more important topics, you know, maybe you know, the more people that talk and the more people that kind of agree, you know, we're not called crazy conspiracy, because it was always the guy at the bottom of the street. He's a mad bastard. He was the one that knew fine rightly the crack.
Sometimes if it doesn't feel right, it usually isn't.
Yeah, just go with your gut. You know, but it's kind of like, you know, maybe people will stop voting for the same fucking people.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, but say if you were to look behind the curtain in this political kind of fucking, you know, minefield, you know, do people get into politics with the right intentions and then get corrupted? You know, they just get bought off.
Yeah.
Because, you know, not everybody's bad, like, and I'm sure everybody has the right intention.
There's bound to be some people out there who would want to get into it for the right reasons to serve the people.
Serve the people?
But maybe when they try to do that, they're kind of met with,
well, there's £1 million.
Yeah.
You know,
maybe don't fucking go for this.
There's £1 million for you and your family.
Yeah.
And then you're like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because if you go with this instead of coming in here and trying to upset the apple cart,
you're going to walk away with nothing.
You're going to walk away with nothing anyway, because no one else in here is going to agree with you. You're going to be just the crazy man standing up or shouting.
Yeah.
And that's it.
There has to be. I'd love someone to start up a fucking.
Because there is a lot of really. Everyone sees it. It's like, I look and go, there's a real common sense approach to fixing this or fixing that, but no one wants to take the common sense approach.
No.
And I'm not a highly educated person, but I can see it. So surely these people that are fucking bastards, they know. They
fucking know.
They even know how to solve things and switch things and
tweak things. Just the same way as they know how to get an extra 300 quid out of every single citizen each month.
They could find a way to drop that.
They could find a way to drop it.
They could.
You know, that's why I always conclude now that there really is a cruel joke being played on everybody.
Yeah. Well, I heard a thing, what was it the other week? They're trying to remove the middle class, so in 3-4 years' time it'll be poor and rich.
Yeah.
And the middle class will be poor.
Yeah.
So there's the bigger gap.
The bigger gap. And it's the same as, you know, is it Washington DC, where the White House and all is? But literally across the road there's slums, like the ghettos, like it's not as if there's like you know, and that's
same as Vegas and everywhere you go, Florida, everywhere it's like all these
across the street, and that's it, like so it's just, you know, we think too much, man. We should just be happy.
This is why I don't sleep in my head.
That's why I don't sleep.
Just get 8 hours sleep and it'll be much more better to think about that shit.
Just stop thinking about it. But then at the same time, you know,
you're a thinker. If you're a thinker, you're a thinker.
Yeah. But we're also doers as well.
Yeah.
You know, because thinking without doing is pointless. Yeah. As long as you're, because life rewards action.
Yeah.
So if you're having good ideas and you're following through with good action, that's the magic formula.
100%.
You know, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But
I was having 10 ideas and 9 of them being shit and 1 of them being great.
But you only need one.
Yeah.
You only need one.
You know?
It's the same as you need one good business, but you might have 9 failed businesses.
Yeah.
But see, when you crack that code on the last one, you don't even remember the fucking ones that failed.
No, I like, as I said to you before, and I think I did tell you in one of the messages. Left school, serving time as an electrician, right?
Yes.
Passed my electrician's AM2 course, you call it, right up the Ballymena, done it.
Yeah. Walked
into the office the next day, handed my notice and I went, not be back. Why? I fucking hated every day for 4 years doing this job. It's like, serious? I said, yeah. He says, fucking hate it. I says, well, why'd you stay? He says, because I don't give up and I wanted to get it. I wanted to get the certificate. I want to be an electrician. And I know it'll stand me positive going forward in different fields. I can, you know, I have friends who couldn't put a shelf up in their house or couldn't fucking change a plug socket.
Yes.
You know, a plug.
Yeah.
I can do those things in the house. I don't have to pay someone to come in and do that. Right. So anyway, done that. Fucking hate it. Walked away. couldn't believe it. Like the guy in the thing was like, "You've got a job here," and then as that literally 6 months later, that company went into administration.
Wow.
We'd done all the Tesco's in Ireland, built up all the Tesco's, went into administration. I always had a background in fitness. I'm a qualified personal trainer. So.
Very good. So, you're like Andy,
right? So
Andy's a fucking barber and everything, and a fucking dog handler.
Is he?
Aye, he's fucking mad. He does loads.
I went and learned from the personal training, and I worked at it for 6 months and got a living out of it. But again, it was just.
You weren't satisfied.
It wasn't fulfilling me. It was frustration because I wanted the best for people and.
They don't want the best for themselves.
Yeah.
You can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink it.
Yeah, and anyone that works in that industry will tell you the same. It's very hard. Everyone wants it when they're coming, but when you're telling them how to get it, it's different. Different
they don't want that.
And I become then I'm very results based.
Yeah.
So when I wasn't able to provide those results because of the lack of commitment from that person.
You get fucking angry with them.
Couldn't fucking do it anymore. It was
they were letting you down.
Yeah, but I was
you were there
doing it for them.
But
I found no. So it wasn't, and I was driving to Lisburn every day to do the job, and I was working
from Bangor.
Bangor at the time.
Bangor.
Near Grimsport. So I was doing that. And I was leaving the house at like fucking 4:45 every morning, and it was just this is melt.
Just sitting here on people's excuses.
Yeah. So no, and then say I went in working with my dad and was meant to be there 6 months just to sort of see what I was going to do.
Yeah.
And 15 years on. There and I pretty much took the reins of the place, and that's it now. But the tinting and stuff all came by complete accident, really. It wasn't.
Yeah. So how did the window tinting come about by accident? Then?
Just basically
when I was an ad or something for the course.
No, it was just like we were working away at that time, still doing the valeting and stuff. Going, fuck, this is a lot of work, and we're not really fucking making much money here.
Yeah.
And then I started to look into it and things that we could sort of mix, sort of align with the business, the car sort of things. And he was doing the body repairs, I was doing the valeting. And the window tinting thing came up, and I was like, fuck, you know what, right? I tried to teach myself just too much.
Yeah.
Just too much. I could do the basics, but I needed to be good at it.
Yeah.
And found this course in England, went on Wales, went and done it. And again, it was a 4-day course, like you're coming home, but you've learned the basics.
Yeah, you've got to find
You can't answer every fucking thing. No. You can't learn everything in 4 days. But they're not giving me the tools to come home.
And you had someone you could ask, I'm sure.
The guy across the water,
That kind of mentorship and stuff.
So that happened. The mentorship at the time wasn't as good as what you have now, where you have WhatsApp groups and business groups. It's just so easy. You just drop in, but then it was like phone calls, and then you didn't want to be the burden on that guy because he had his own business, so you didn't want to phone him for every single wee thing as well. There was things you forgot, and you sort of you didn't remember them, and you worked it out yourself. Yeah, which is sometimes better.
If you ask for it,
but that came in. And literally over the last 10 to 12 years, it's just been ticking away and getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Really?
So now it's like 90% of my business is window tinting.
Serious?
Yeah. 10% is detailing now. And you know what, mate? I'll be honest, it fits into my life with my family. And the shift pattern my wife has and having 2 young kids better than what the detailing does, because I don't know if, like we've spoke to Andy before, like detailing, you'd still be there 3 in the morning because you need to get the car finished off, or because you need to get that ceramic coating on by 12 o'clock to let it cure for 12 hours.
Yep.
And it's not fair. I didn't want to be the dad that was never there at the weekends, and
I know. That's what I was touching on with the older people reflecting back in their lives and they work too much.
Too much.
It's finding that balance.
Yeah. So the window tinting really does that for me, because I can Monday to Friday I can do that. In all honesty, I can probably do what I would need in 4 days if I wanted.
Brilliant.
And that's great. But as I say, it's seasonal too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
December,
yeah.
January,
that's what I was going to say to you.
Yeah.
Like where to be doing that many?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have like a sales kind of system, or like a marketing approach? How are you generating that work?
Right. So basically, it's social media. It's just like literally social media. I've got a website that has a booking system that you can go on and book your time and date. So that was to try and reduce the amount of inquiries during the week and at night time, where people could. So all my social media has the website link to it. Book your window tints now. You go on, you pick your variant of car, you can pick it, so it's automated. Yeah. I get a ping when it comes in. So at the minute it's about 40% only using that. People still like to contact you, which is fine.
Correctly.
But that's completely fine. But once you get someone in and they've used you once, then generally the next time around they can use.
And do you have like a system where you keep your customers' details?
The booking app has all that built into it. And the WhatsApp then will obviously have their numbers. And what I try to do is sometimes I don't get everyone, but sometimes when the WhatsApp ones come in, I'll get them to give me their email, give me their details.
Yeah.
I'll put them on through the booking system as if they have done the booking system. They get all the reminders then that the booking system sends to them. But then I also have them all. If I put out a monthly thing saying, you know, comes to Christmas, 10% off for this week only.
That bangs out to everybody.
All them people as well. So
that's cracker.
that really fucking helps.
That's cracker.
You know.
What booking system
it's
do
called
you use for that?
Bookio. Yeah.
So and it keeps everybody's list.
Yeah.
So you can do that mass.
Yeah.
January sale, Black Friday.
If I want to, yeah, I can file that out that way. It's also good because at the time of booking, it automates a reminder the day before.
Yes.
It gives them the ability to
cancel
or change it up to 48 hours before.
Brilliant.
As well, and there's an option to put your terms and conditions into.
Yeah.
So I have the terms and conditions that you have up to 48 hours because I'm sorry, I have to fucking get paid.
Absolutely.
And if you're going to cancel me an hour before, I'm not taking it. You know. So if they accept that, I mean it's legal.
Perfect.
It's done by a solicitor. If they don't cancel, they can reschedule within 48 hours, but cancellation within 48 hours, no.
Yeah.
I've never had a cancellation anyway because when usually someone makes that commitment, there's a booking or a booking deposit.
Yeah.
So when you book on that system, you're paying 50% up front.
Oh wow! So that's
so guess what? No one's ever not turned up.
How much is that subscription for that one?
£11 a month.
And that's Bookio?
Bookio, yeah. $11 a month it is. Yeah.
For marketing.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
It's so good, and that's what I'm setting my wife up at the minute. For her.
And then see have you got like a certain approach to your videos or your social media kind of content? Because again, everything boils down to principles for me.
Yeah.
And I try and be entertaining.
Yeah.
Or educational.
Yeah.
Have you got something that you just push, or is it just
try to? It's kind of off the cuff, if I'm being honest. If there's some days where I feel like doing a what do you call it, where it speeds up like a montage of. Like there's times where I've recorded time lapse where I've recorded myself doing the whole 10 job.
Yes.
Right. If I feel like doing that someday, I do it.
You do the time lapse one.
If some days I don't feel like doing it, I don't record myself doing it, and then at the end of the job I'll do a walk around, showing the car. It's
like different. A before and after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's different. Some days I'll throw in a wee bit. I'll be honest with you, there's no strategy. It's winging it.
Yeah.
You know, but it's.
But that before and after and the time lapse.
Yeah.
People love them.
You know, and I do that if I can be bothered. There's some days where I just can't be bothered recording myself, and you know.
I know.
You know.
Tired day.
Yeah. And then I'll always take a photo. There'll always be a photo of every job I've done. So I can just
stay on the radar.
Yeah, if I'm having a lazy day, I'll just there's a photo of the after job, put it up, and it's the call to action. It's 10 to 5% privacy film. Book yours now and the link, and if that's a couple hours day.
Yeah. But you're staying on the radar.
For me every day. It's not so much Facebook now. I feel Facebook's really. It's on the way down. Instagram would be my main socials. But I try to do 3 stories a day on Instagram. Just clips of talking or just. The good thing is you can reshare reels on the stories. You've built up reels, so you can just whack that up. If I don't have any content for that day or haven't taken anything, I can just hit a reel from the reel section and push that up in the stories again, and then just put it into the booking system. But it's just keeping that consistency. Because as I say, I've never been a social media specialist or whatever, but what I learned from listening to a lot of podcasts and things like that is it's the algorithm likes to see that you're using and likes to see that you're using the social. Yeah. So if you go 5 days and post every day and then don't post for 2 days, and then you're getting pushed back. Yeah. And the other thing that I was told, and it's made a massive difference, is that my Google business is invaluable. Treat it like your #1 social media thing. Post every day on that.
I know.
It's something that's overlooked by so many, and the same as me. At the start of the year, I had 12 reviews on it. Yeah. Right. That's shit. Right. And yesterday I have 78 reviews because I pushed it like fuck. Yeah. From January.
That's what I was going to say. Cause I have the the Google My Business thing. Yeah. And I read something about posting once a day on your my Google. Yeah. Because Google sees that you posted yesterday, right? As opposed to another carpet and upholstery cleaning guy that only posted 2 months ago. So part of the Google experience, right? They want the customer using Google to be fulfilled and for you to turn up and give them a good experience. So when you post once a day, Google knows that you posted yesterday versus the guy that posted 2 months ago, and it favours you, all because Google doesn't want somebody using Google and having a bad experience, whether it's having tiles fitted, having the car windows tinted, having the car, So when you're posting to Google, it favours you.
Well, that's what the Google, they say about the Google reviews is just fucking gold, like absolute gold. So that's my goal is to get to 100
reviews.
100 reviews, because they say that that's like takes it to the next step.
Another piece, another being favoured. Have you seen the wee kind of Google review card?
Wee QR code on it,
something like that, and then your customer just scans it off the phone.
One thing I read about was do you know the obviously the GPS in your phone? If you get them to do a review there and then in your shop, it's like you forced them or told them to do it.
Oh really?
Right?
So they're all over that.
So what I do is I wait 2 days and then send them the Google link in the WhatsApp message.
Yes.
And generally they go on and do it straight away. But if you do it there and then, Google will pick up their GPS that they were there. Because like if you take a photo, it'll say Ward Park.
Whatever, right? They know.
So if you go on and do a Google review and it's like comes up BAV.
So a couple of days later, you see, I've never even really asked.
I never did either.
I need to have a vehicle for asking. Like that with QR code. Because I couldn't even find the section on my Facebook or Google. See if somebody was to even ask me, I couldn't direct them.
So if you go onto the bit where it has like add update, add photos, right? There's a share profile. You click on that, and you can either get the QR code off it, or you can copy the link to and it literally sends it as a BAV. We'd like to hear your thoughts on your experience, and it literally has the link to your reviews. They'll click it, and it'll take 30 seconds.
Very good.
And
I have to start doing
that's
that.
massive, mate. Like I mean, it's been massive for my inquiries, like coming through. Oh fuck, mate! Like I'm getting. Before I rarely would have got phone calls. It was mostly through people on Instagram or Facebook. Man, I'm getting maybe 5-6 inquiries a day for window tinting.
No way.
And that's quite a lot for a window.
Absolutely. And that's
I think
they're
that's
not paid.
No, I don't pay
organic.
No, because unless you're going to put hundreds of pounds out of it.
But that's enough.
It's organic.
That's organic. And that's all from pushing your reviews.
Well,
you like that in your own
since that's happened, since I've started really focusing on Google,
that wee section, your gut tells you that's like
I think, and the interactions, obviously, you can go on your Google and see like how many people are seeing your, so I think last year it was like 1 month it was 600 people last year. This time this year it's like 3,500 on them in the 1 month. So it's something's happening there.
Something's happening. And
I don't know what it is, but it's something.
But you can kind of, you know what you're doing, so you can link it to that.
I know what I've done. I know I'm doing something different. And something different's happening. So
that's the correlation.
Right.
Okay. So we have.
You think quite serious today, haven't we?
Very much so.
Two fucking value.
Two very serious guys.
We've actually maybe get value here today. I don't know.
Well, even if someone watches that tip with the Google thing alone, today's been a good day.
And it's I only charge 20 quid for that.
And you're just a 20.
And you go for it.
And you know where to get the links. You drop the link in.
Just given.
I'd only take a week commission.
I know what
But tell me this.
Yes.
So you're like me. Your brain doesn't stop. I would imagine you're like me, where you have thought about other business ideas, and you fucking know they're crackers. But then we spread ourselves too thin, so we know that we'll probably never ever really get around to that.
Divorce is so fucking dear now.
I know. So, if you could start again and jump into another industry, what would it be?
I would fucking go straight into what I'm doing now as a 17, 18-year-old.
Oh, really?
And have that time to build a business before building a family. Because I personally feel that it's so much fucking harder building a business. And that would be good advice to anyone who's young, entrepreneur, who does what says, if you have an idea, get that fucking business solid by the time you're 23, 24, before you have kids, before you get married. Don't get me wrong, family's really, really supportive, but sometimes they you know, they are obviously the priority, and they're the reasons why we all do it. But if you can do that at 17 or 18, no matter what it is,
yeah, get it established.
Have a good fucking business.
You have a good life.
You have a good life. You're going to be, if you've got that work ethic at 17, 18, and you have yourself established, by the time you are my age, you're probably not even hands-on doing that job, and you're living the dream.
Yeah.
And that would be my advice to anyone that is thinking of, like,
I know, it's kind of like
myself. If my future, like my past self, if I was 17 and I had that advice, now I wouldn't have done the PT, and I wouldn't have went as a spark. I went as a spark because my mate done it, and he was getting 170 quid a week as a first year apprentice, and I was like, fucking right,
big money,
fucking right, yeah. So because it was only about, it was beer tokens at that time, man. You know, at that time, and I wasn't really entrepreneur mindset at that time. I was flippant, like, you know, I had the traits, but it wasn't. It was very much about getting finished and 4 nights a week out, you know, drinking in the work hangover. I've seen a meme about, you know, now, like, people have a hangover and are off for 5 days. We used to just go home at 4, get a shower, and then back out of work at 6.
For the same nightclub?
Yeah, well, the thing, right? So, funny story, when I was working for the company, I was in my 3rd year apprenticeship, and we got a contract to do the Tesco's in Cork.
Oh, wow.
Right, so we had to
party time?
Yeah, so I had to go. but this is the thing, right? So it was like 12 weeks to build a full fucking Tesco's, massive, like the one in Orange and Bangor, right? Yeah. So you flew down on a Monday morning. You were there for 9 o'clock. You worked till 9:30 that night, so it was 9 to 9.
Yeah, 12 hours.
Then back into you had an apartment. We stayed in a place called Cove, and so you were in there. On the way home, the older guy was driving the van, dropped you off at the bar at 9:30.
Of course you did.
And then pissed. Then Chinese for dinner, woke up the apartment, absolutely die all night, up the next day. 6 months. 6 months drunk for every night for 6 months, and a Chinese for dinner. For 6 months. I swear I never felt so bad in my life.
I know.
And really good money, but coming home skint every weekend.
I know.
And what I did have left every weekend, then it was going into bar market. So I wasn't seeing anything.
No.
But it fulfilled my.
It's a rite of passage, man.
You know, at that age, you know.
It's a chapter of the book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You couldn't, and you wouldn't want to bypass that.
No.
Now, as an adult thinking back, you're like, fuck, I've had 50 grand now.
Yeah.
You know, but it's a rite of passage. It has to be done. Like,
but again, it's probably better doing it then when you know things.
No responsibility.
Than doing it now and being a prick, and you know,
your whole life will fall apart.
Yeah.
That's the perfect time to do it.
Yeah, and again, fuck, I couldn't drink for 6 months straight now, like, or drink one day and get up and go to work the next day.
12-hour shifts too.
Yeah, 12-hour shifts.
No.
It was mental.
I seen one of the wee Facebook meme things, and it was like, back in our day we used to drink cider and get chased by the peelers.
Yeah.
Nowadays, kids drink Prime and phone the police.
Yeah.
And it goes, we are not the same.
You are not the same. No.
But it's kind of like, time does fucking change, and you don't notice it.
Yeah.
I seen again this other funny video, and it was this girl talking about having her feelings hurt or something. And she's ranting and ranting. And then it goes down, and it's like, you know, a 50-year-old guy saying, when we were younger, we went out of our way to hurt our mates' feelings.
Yeah.
It was like, it was a bit of fun.
Yeah.
That's how we got through our day.
It's part of, like, again, it's part of the old, you know, apprenticeship as well. The trade, you know, fuck me. Things I seen. The things I seen getting done to people, like, when we were working down in Cork, like, there was a guy who was with us and he was a first-year apprentice, and they tied him to the big pipes up on the roof, you know, the events, and you know, the duct tape, and they painted him with the black iron pipes, the yellow stuff. They fucking painted him from head to toe with that. Like, but see nowadays that would be like, you're up in court.
Yeah, you get time.
It probably was brilliant, like, but I mean, that was just part. You accepted it as part of the.
It was like sending the guy for the glass hammer.
Yeah.
With the tartan.
No, that would be like your
bully.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was a rite of passage.
Yeah.
Oh, spider. Just waiting to smash him into the desk. But no, so you're happy now. You're not going to diversify.
No, mate. No, I'm very content where I'm at. Trying to help my wife get this business up and running.
And that's the aesthetics.
Yeah, so she's going to be doing
Botox,
Botox, fillers, aesthetics, stuff like that. Yeah, so she's a qualified midwife. She's a medical background.
Oh, she's laughing.
So she's got that, and again, it's the family thing, mate. The family's the most important thing.
Then you doing it from home?
Yeah, well, so we're building it.
Perfect.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing it from there. Again, it's the try to free up. You know, the way I describe us is we're time poor.
I know.
We're time poor, mate. You know, there's things we want to do, and the things we want to do with the kids at the weekends, and when you get like this, you know, and the life is just mental. So we're trying to find a way where we can get it where we'll have a better balance. Because as I keep saying, it's the reason why we're doing it. We're doing it for them, and you know, and when it's sad, then you get to the end of the week and you're maybe too tired, and you're snapping at them for asking you to do something and stuff, and it's not what you want to do.
This is what I always say now. I always used to say having the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas now, all you'll hear me say is having the energy. I haven't the energy.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of like, you know, William Keane was speaking to him. You know, like the magic formula always used to be cash rich and time rich. And then he opened my mind a wee bit, like location rich, time rich, cash rich, and location rich. So it's kind of like, you know, you and the family have got, you know, you've got the time, you've got the money, and it's like, well, let's go somewhere nice.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that's
what we want. Yeah.
That's what we're, you know, guys like me and you. That's what we're striving for. Like that's why we're up all fucking night. That's why we're carrying these pressures all day. That's why we're fatigued out to fuck. Yeah.
Because you're just thinking that wee avenue. If you can just hit on something that opens that door, and then you're like, fuck yes.
You know.
But then if you do that, it's the chase. Like you'll want.
Well, what I find the next kind of step, you know, for a lot of people, you know, like us, like we're hands on.
Yeah.
You know, so the next step is trying to figure out cash flow, price points, where you can down tools.
Yeah. Can you do that?
Well, no.
No. Yeah.
But I understand.
It's how the business grows.
It's how that's going. It's kind of like, right, okay, that would be the next step. So I have a guy in, I send him out to work, blah blah blah. I'm free.
Yeah.
A few quid coming in there, and I'm now time rich.
Yeah.
But I would only last. I wouldn't last that long. No. I would then trip myself up because I'd jump into something else.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Whereas it's learning to be still.
There's a trust thing as well, mate. So when you build something from the ground and you want to, it's hard to let someone in. It's hard to let someone in there and trust them with what you've built.
Mate, trust them with, you know, you think about it. The van.
Yeah.
Say a van, fucking 30 grand, you know, whatever. You know, maybe another 10 grand for equipment in it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then it's your fucking reputation.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then, you know, I don't know about you, but I've had a lot of money stolen, like.
Yeah, it's a trust thing with that. Yeah.
So you've only just to send a guy out. You know,
it's hard to build something and then just palm it off.
Just hand it over.
No, a lot of people don't understand that.
Yeah, there's too much involved there, and even if, you know, the guy driving around just drove into the back of another car coming in the garage.
But then that's not your free time now because you're having to sort that out.
You're firefighting.
So you're back there again.
You know, so I think I'll probably always be the guy, the man, and a helper.
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, I don't know, there's some disposable income. Try and, you know, to try and find somewhere to put that.
For me, like my long-term aim is for us, for me and my wife, is to get to that point where you do have some way to get into maybe getting a few properties. You know, looking for the future for that's the inheritance for the kids or whatever. When you start to retire, you know, those houses are bringing in a wee bit. You know, I'm not naive. I know you don't make loads of money, you know, off the rentals, but until a certain point.
Yeah, well.
But it's a pension.
It's as hands off as you're kind of going to get.
Yeah.
You know, there's no such thing as hands off. You know.
No.
Like I got burnt with a property before. You know, bought it. Loving life. Free at that stage.
Yes.
So I thought I'd crack the code. Do you know what I mean? That's me now. You know. Well, that one, the third one, it kind of stopped my, you know, momentum as such.
Yeah.
Some fucker had it in the small print. That property comes with all this debt, like. Oh fuck.
Yeah. So you bought the debt.
You know. So basically, I had to sell it to pay the debt off.
See, yeah.
I was just like, hold up.
You pulled someone else out of the hole there. Like.
Yeah, I know. And again, I fucking pulled loads of people out of holes. And if I could go back, I wouldn't do it. Like, I wouldn't do it again.
No.
You know, people turn on you, people take you for granted.
But you know that, man, as years go on, your circles get smaller because you start to realise that when you're naive, you think you want everyone to be your mate.
Yeah, and you think that they would do it for you.
Yeah, and then as time goes on, obviously, inevitably as you get older, things happen in your life, and those are when you see those people step up for you, and the other ones who sort of.
Yeah, and that's when you start saying
building your real friends. Right?
Yeah.
Like we had 140 people at our wedding, right?
Yes.
And I think there's 10 out of that 140 people that outside of family.
Of course.
That we would even still, how you doing, or how's it going? And we give that day to those people.
I know.
And paid for the whole fucking day.
Absolutely.
And they're our friends. They're our friends.
Yeah. But you couldn't turn. You couldn't turn to them.
Well, it's the 4 p.m. friend and the 3 a.m. friend.
Yes.
You get someone at 4 p.m. You'll get most people will answer and go, yeah, mate, what's up?
Yeah.
It's that 3 a.m. friend. That's the one you want.
Yeah, I know. I love that. That's fucking cracker.
Yeah.
So tell me this.
Yes.
Me and our Tommy
are
getting married next year. Fingers crossed.
No more businesses, mate.
I know. So tell me this.
Yes.
Married man, have you any tips for me? Any advice for me?
Just agree,
Like even the fucking Tommy was sitting last night and she like men and women are definitely different.
No, they are, mate. Yeah.
They really are. Like Tommy sat last night and she told me everything about our wedding, and I just love that song.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So
you're learning. Yeah, that's life, mate. Yeah.
That's just great.
That's it, mate.
So. Does anything change afterwards? Would you do anything different? You know, have you any advice?
We were going out 6 or 7 years, weren't we?
Yeah.
6 years we were going out. We just changed. Nothing changed.
It was just solidified what you had.
Yeah, we had a great wedding. Like we fucking had it. We were like.
Where was it?
The club.
Very good.
It wasn't good with the bill, like.
I still don't know.
Yeah. We had a great time. We had the families all there, ones from Canada over and all. It was a great time. Like, but again, it's the financial like day of.
I know. But it's probably one of those things though when you get older and reflect back. It's like passing your driving test, or it's one of those milestones in your life. Like.
Yeah. It was the natural progression for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it sounds really cheesy, but as soon as we started going out, we knew that was it. Like, you know, sort of thing. But
that alone, though, is
it's settling.
As a something, because me and Tommy were like that.
Yeah.
There was just this spark.
Yeah.
She's
very different to me. I think opposite. Like, she's the level-headed one and the thinker.
Yeah.
And like, she went to work one day and I fucking sold our house.
Yeah.
Like,
I love that.
No, genuinely, had the house up for sale and it's like, we need to move. We're moving house. I was like, oh, well, right, okay, why? We fucking need to move.
Well, did you know the last time I heard that story?
Yeah.
Was Alan Sugar.
Yeah, alright, okay.
I read Alan Sugar's autobiography.
Okay.
And he sold their Orlando home.
Yeah, just on.
He says it was too good of an offer to refuse.
Yeah.
And his missus loved that holiday.
Yeah.
Like fucking.
Oh, like I had no offers. I just decided one day we were fucking moving, and
but she was cool with that eventually, or.
Yeah, because she was like, you better find a better house, like the don't have and we do, like we moved to a better house, more room and stuff around it. And that was fine. I've done it with cars as well. Sold cars. Where's your car? I sold it. Last year, I'm just like that, man. If I have to do something, I have to do it now.
Spontaneous.
Yeah, impulsive. But if I have an idea like this could work, I can't sit on it. It has to be like it's now. Like it's fucking let's do this.
Yeah.
Last year, the most recent one was last year. We were this year meant to be doing the Manchester Marathon.
Yes.
And was meant to be doing this one, and so for the last year she realised we were going to Manchester. bit of a weekend.
Did you go do it? It's just past there.
This one, no, that's what I'm saying, so I didn't. So this year was the Manchester Marathon. I booked it the day after doing last year's ultra marathon for the Manchester to Liverpool.
Yes.
So I got up the day after that, complaining about how fucking sore it was, and then I said to her, by the way, I've just booked Manchester for next year. Says, what for? Where we're going? To do the marathon. Says, you fucking kidding me? Sitting there, my feet were in bits after running 50 miles.
Yeah.
So done that, and about 2 months before there, the marathon, we're not going to Manchester anymore to do a marathon. Why not? I've just sold my ticket. Just decided I'm not doing it now.
No way.
She was like, but we've hotels booked and flights. Nah, we're not doing it. And she was like, fuck's sake. Like, she's like, she had, we were going for the weekend and taking the kids and all. And I was just like, on my head, I just got one day, no, I'm not doing it this year. Just not, I have too much on. Business, trying to do this and trying to sort different. Just life's just too much and it's just going to be too much pressure on me.
Yeah.
And it's gone.
But that's going to lead us lovely into all the charity work.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Because I was fucking chatting away there, and I thought, right, if there's going to be a narrative that we can go down, we'll go down that charity route, because there's loads to talk about there, and we're fucking well in, we haven't even touched on it.
It's Monday morning.
I know. So,
yeah.
Fuck, we're going to go down a rabbit hole here, boy.
Yeah.
We are going to go, because I've obviously done, a lot of extreme, kind of physical stuff.
Yeah.
And I've also raised, a few quid along the way for charity. And I know why I ended up kind of at that place in life.
Yeah.
So, how did you end up at that place in life where you were attracted to the ultra marathons? Like, that's extreme.
Yeah.
And then also having that charitable side, like, they're two factors that aren't.
The thing with any of the things that I've done is, for me, for the reason why I done them, I love being in a position where I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it or not.
Yes.
And then
that uncertainty.
Then doing it. And then
achieving
fuck, I done that.
Yeah, because you stretched who the fuck you are a little bit there.
Yeah.
Because if you knew you were going to achieve it,
you wouldn't do it.
You stretched there.
Like certainly, it's feeling that bit of pain. It just makes you feel alive a wee bit. You speak to anyone that does any of those sort of things. If you don't feel alive, do something like that, and you will fucking feel alive. You will know pain. You will know hurt. You will know emotion. You will know
you'll know who you are.
You'll find yourself of what sort of person. If you think you're tough or you think you're a fucking, you're mentally stable, do something like that, mate, and you'll find you're probably not. But as
and what doing the 50-mile ultra marathon?
Yeah.
What was the? Obviously, I would imagine the finishing line was the best part.
Yeah.
What was the worst part?
Apart from the training for the year and not drinking for 8 months as well. Total for 8 months. I had to. The worst bit was getting hit by a B.m.x while running.
No way.
A bike, yeah.
No way.
15 miles.
I was 15 miles
out. Absolutely.
15 minutes out or 15
miles
out
from the end.
What the fuck was some header?
So a lot of this run from Manchester to Liverpool is canal, and then it's like greenway. So it's like tarmac and trees.
Yeah.
But along the way, you're going along through areas, and there's housing estates and different things, right?
Yeah.
Hit this wee housing estate in Liverpool, in the outskirts of Liverpool, and this wee lad, he was in and out of all the runners, and he was flying about the bike up the deck basically.
Serious.
But at that point, my leg was just legs were in autopilot. At that point, you're not stopping. It's, you know what I mean. It's harder to stop than it is to keep going. And he was in front of the other people and stuff, and they were around him, and he was like, laughing back at them. He was being a dick, right?
Yeah.
We lad, 12-year-old, 10. Liverpool, right? And done it to me, but got too close to me and skidded with the bike. Lost his balance. I went over the top of him and the bike. Handlebar into the side of my knee, right in behind my knee. I was fucking agony. I was running 100 steps and then walking and then running 100 steps.
And that was
for the rest of the 15 miles.
Yeah.
I was on for an 8:40 finish for a 50 mile, which is like that would have been top 50, top 60 out of 500. I ended up on 9 hours 30, and I swear to fuck, mate, like
brutal.
Yeah,
brutal.
And what can you do as a kid?
No, well.
There's people there.
There was witnesses.
Yeah, so I was just I was so frustrated, mate, because of the year.
The commitment there.
Oh, man, by one
that
fucking thing. But again, I was 15 miles from Liverpool. What are you gonna do? Just give up?
No, you're
just have to keep moving.
Gonna grind it out, like. But yeah, did it really experience a wee bit for you?
Yeah, I did. I did because it put so much into it.
I know.
And I didn't want to be that guy. I wanted to finish like I wasn't tired. I wanted to be the guy finishing it and going. It's alright.
Yeah.
I came in, my knees fucked.
Was there any long-term damage there?
No.
It was just a bollocks for the guy.
Annoying, mate. It was like a good 4 or 5 weeks after that, but no. That was the main thing. The hardest bit, mate, any of these things, and you know yourself from doing things, it's emotional, mate, it gets you.
Yeah.
It's your head, it's not your body, it's your head.
Mind over matter as such.
Yeah, I mean...
It's like David Goggins, he has the cookie jar.
Yeah.
You know, and how I relate to that, it's there's another good book that I'm reading at the minute, and it's like Choose Your Enemies Wisely. You know, and people think that, you know, achieving something's all from love, joy and happiness. It's not. Sometimes it's just fucking pure spite.
Yeah, you need, like, what I learned on the long runs from the training, the guy was helping me with my training and stuff, it's like you need the negativity as well as the positivity. You will not finish a long run like that on pure positivity.
No.
You need, so the playlist, he was like, you need a fucking playlist that's number one, going to last nearly 10 hours.
Yeah.
You need a playlist that's happy songs, dance music, hip hop, songs that take you into a fucking dark place.
Yeah.
Because that dark place will push you through.
It's a dark place that pulls you through. It's the same as Jordan Peterson talks about shadow.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, whether people like to hear it or not.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's that Jekyll and Hyde side.
100%.
That is the party that, you know, gets you up in the fucking morning.
Yeah.
Or gets you across that.
It's not the positivity.
It's not the positivity.
It's not. Because if I was running for 10 hours listening to fucking dance music or having the heart, my head would be melted anyway. But it's, so for me, that was the reasons why I've done that one, and then I've done the walking around all the Irish League football grounds the year before.
Yeah, and is that your charity? Did you think of that idea yourself, or is that?
It was a me.
You coined that.
Me and one other fella.
That's fucking brilliant.
And it was. I'm a massive Irish League fan, a football fan. Spoke to the Glens, and my idea was to start it at the Oval and go to walk every Irish League round and get back before the match on the Saturday. So as we finished, it was 10 minutes before kick-off and the ball was out on the pitch.
No way! And they done that?
Yeah. We camped on the pitches every night in a tent as well. And done, so we basically just walked the whole fucking country basically.
How many miles was that?
It was 240.
And then you obviously had to have that timed really, really well.
Yeah, because all the clubs were really amazing. Actually, they all chipped in and they got behind us and they were like, right, we had told them we'll be at your ground at this time. So the guy in the charity was like, you fucking better be there at that time. Because we've got like the chairman of the clubs, we've got players from the club, and they are not going to hang about for you if you're 3 hours late.
Oh no.
So it was the pressure of that as well. But that was an experience, that was an experience. It was me and one other fella on it.
And again, I would imagine the best part of that is when you arrived, you know, at the Oval.
Back home with the family and the friends. Oh, like we turned up at the Oval and it was like all our mates and everything was there, and it was just, it felt amazing.
Yeah.
I couldn't wait to get a shower without it.
I know, I imagine.
Cold showers at Irish League football grounds, you know.
Brilliant. But tell me this, what was the worst part of that wee exercise? Was there any kids coming out? B.m.x. isn't hitting you?
No, just no. It was just the fucking long monotonous walks. I underestimated how much country road there is in this country. We're laughing around, awful. It's great.
I tell you what,
oh, man.
Therapeutic. I'd say something like that. You weren't the same person at the end of it as you were at the start of it. Like,
no.
Do you know what I mean? Like, who has that amount of time to just think and let shit go?
That wasn't a good thing for me either. Thinking, but being left in my thoughts either. So I need to fill my head.
Yeah.
So it was just podcasts and fucking what can I do here just to head ticking. But it was long.
So we've done the 15-mile ultra.
Yeah.
We've done that incredible feat there.
Yeah.
And all the Irish League football clubs.
Yeah.
Was there
yeah.
So
we've done the it was on the back of an incident in our family. My uncle took his life basically, and it was PTSD basically, army and stuff. There had been events that happened during the Troubles here, and he was shot during the Troubles and stuff, and things that never recovered with, so it was just in his head.
Yes.
And again, as you know, mental health services
in this country
as well. But yeah, just that was it. It was enough. Enough was enough. And so after that, during this time, it was actually just, it was in that period of lockdown where it was like you were doing something.
Quite recent.
Oh, I fuck yeah, like it was like 4 years ago. So it was like, you know, that point of lockdown where it was like we're kind of in it but we're not.
Yeah.
So it was a bit more relaxed, whatever. But at that point, where you could meet up with 4 people or something. Anyway.
Yeah.
It was like fuck the rules, right? So it was like 26 of us walked. We started at the City Hall, Belfast City Hall, and walked to the obviously Bangor.
Yes.
For the Survivors of Suicide charity. So it did, and again that was like, can we do this? Is it going to happen? Because every week you were getting like these different, you can do this and you can't do that.
I know, yeah,
and we were like,
yeah,
and we were just like, you know what, fuck, we're doing it. You're doing it. You know what I mean?
And then when did your uncle pass?
So it was 4 years ago, yeah. So
oh right, so you
it was literally like, so I think he passed. It was in the summer, and we done this.
So you were really
October,
really,
like the first week of October. It was like fucking do something here. No, and it was more to do with as well, like, you know, nothing was happening in the world. Fuck all was happening, and in my head as well. We were closed like for 3 months.
I know.
And I just was sick of being in the house, and I was like, right, you know what? I'd taken up doing the hiking, I think, as half the fucking country had, but I was doing like, you know, the 7 peaks and stuff and doing all that just to get out, because at the time you could go and do that. So me and my mates were doing that quite regularly because we were off. And I was like, you know what, I could actually use this and get a bit of money, raise awareness, and actually do something as well, because we were able to, you know, it was keeping me active. I was thinking of like, how do we get this out there? And I'd never done anything before like this, like charity fundraisers or anything. So it was like, how do you get this out to people? So then I started fucking pestering, dropping into DMs of all the local celebrities, footballers. Fucking,
that's what you do.
And people were like, you're nuts, mate. And I was like, no, but if I can get these people on side here, it's going to like put it way out. Like we Johnny Evans and with fucking the Northern Ireland manager, with his Ali McCoy's, with fucking with like loads of different boxers and all.
And then how much did you raise then?
For that it was 16,500.
Wow. And what was the charity that you
it was the Survivors of Suicide. They're based in Belfast, East Belfast.
Brilliant.
So they were, but it was a combination of things. It was number one, obviously, what had happened with the family, and it was happening quite a lot during COVID. You were hearing more and more of it because people's heads
were melted.
You know, so
even the gyms and all closed down, and you know, cause they basically stopped everybody's vehicles to cope.
Yeah, to let off steam.
To let off steam.
So it was a powder keg in your head,
even you know, like a lot of people just live for people to have someone to live with.
Yeah.
The relationships might be on great terms, but they're staying together for the kids, or they're staying together for them.
Put them all in that one scenario. There's no release.
You put that all into one scenario. And things are going to fireworks happen.
Yeah.
Honestly, again, it's back to this fucking cruel joke being played on us.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's people making fucking, even now, it's all coming to the surface. Politicians making decisions, you know, to favour their friends or their and we're all the casualty of it.
Of course we are.
And there is fucking casualties of this shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's what was happening, and that's what we were seeing. And like in our friends group, we were seeing people every other day in the WhatsApp group here, such and such has done it, such and such has done it.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
This is getting beyond the joke here. But yeah, it was like, but we kind of, you know what, probably shouldn't have, but we just went, you know what, we're doing this, and in my eyes, right, there's no lockdown, we're doing this.
Yeah.
And we done it, and we got up there, and we had the thing, and we came down into the car park, and we had a DJ there, and we fucking done it.
No way.
And the police came, and we're like, you know, what's this for? What he's doing, breaching rules. And we told them what it was for, and we're like, you know what, just be fucking sensible. And they left us, and they let us do it.
Yeah, well, you know that.
Which was sweet. But we were worried because we raised so much money, and then it was like, can we get there? Are we going to be able to do this because of the lockdown? It wasn't because
we raised most of the money first.
Oh, because people had seen what we were doing, and they're like, holy shit. And during lockdown, raising money was easier because people had free cash.
Absolutely.
So, like, the last one we done, we still raised 10 grand for the hospice for the ultra marathon, but that was a lot harder to get the 10 grand than the 16 grand for the other one.
And a longer period too.
Yeah, you know, but yeah, it's in a way it's keeps me busy too, you know.
I know.
And if you're, as I say, you're doing those things, it's a pain point. See how far you can push yourself. You know what I mean?
Yes. So that's going to lead me on to asking then.
Yes.
What is next?
I don't know, and I always say every year I'm done, because of other things.
I know.
And then someone comes up with me, or I think of an idea. Oh, fuck, you know what? I have to do that.
So there's a. Have you ever heard of Action Challenge? I was talking to you about it before. They're a company over in England. So they would do like ultra like cycling. They would do mountains. They would do the ultra marathons. You know, so are you going to stick to the ultra marathons, or are you going to, you know,
I think
like you've done the peaks and stuff, you know?
The ultra marathon, it was, see where I am in my life, and these are the kids, and where we are currently, the time over that year that I would need to spend, it's not fair. It's too much. Every Saturday and Sunday I was running, they didn't see me at all because I was running. At this minute, probably marathons is I'll probably do a marathon next year. You know, but to keep me doing something. But this year, I promised this year I wouldn't be doing anything because I needed to, number one, focus on my business, focus on helping get the other business done while my wife's doing the degree. She's doing assignments, that has to take priority for me going out for a run. I know. In 6 hours. You know, so we kind of just needed to burrow down this year and get 2024 to set us up for going forward. Then next year, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, no, it's definitely, the thing is, it's in you.
It is,
and it'll surface when the time's right.
And it generally comes around if something has happened as well, and it maybe can put our suffering to good use to maybe help someone else. You know, so the likes of the survivors of suicide thing, you know, we might as well go through that and do that for me, but someone else might as well benefit out of that. Absolutely. By raising money for them, rather than me just going and doing it for my own self.
Oh, take 2. I think it's all still there.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. So yeah, we were just about to wrap things up. And then the phone went. No, what I was going to say was I personally wanted to have a chit chat about the extreme side of things, the ultra marathons and all the hiking and stuff.
It's a pleasure and the pain, I think.
Yeah. There's also a wee ingredient where, you know, it's like some kind of Latin, you know, to know oneself, like. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And see when you're fucking 15 mile into a 50-mile ultra marathon, and a kid hits you with a bike.
You know yourself,
You know yourself, and you know whether you're gonna, you know, quit. Or not. But no, I think we'll run it back again, buddy, because I think there's plenty more stories in there. And I can see me popping on to Instagram one day and seeing you 100 mile into some fucking ultra marathon in fucking Tahiti or something.
Well, hopefully if someone pays for it, like I want for a sponsorship, like.
So yeah, buddy, I just want to thank you for coming on.
No problem.
That was brilliant. Like, I love all that. And yeah, let's go and enjoy the song.
Yeah, good man.
Okay.
Thank you, mate.